Cluster feeding is a great way to get your baby sleeping through the night or to get your baby sleeping longer stretches in the night. If you're looking for longer night stretches, cluster feeding may be your answer. So let's talk about it and see if it will help you. Before we go any further, hello, my name is Valerie. I am a mother to 4 children ranging in ages from 9 to 16 years old, and I have been blogging since 2007 helping parents love parenting and get their babies on great sleep schedules. And of course, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. So what is cluster feeding? Cluster feeding is when you feed your baby every 2 hours in the evening. So even if you're feeding your baby on a 3-hour schedule all day long, then in the evening hours, you're feeding every 2 hours. The purpose of this is your goal is to tank up your baby, fill up your baby before night sleep. So hopefully your baby will be able to make it longer through the night before needing to eat again. Cluster feeding can be driven by the parents who intentionally wake up the baby every 2 hours and feed the baby. It also can happen naturally when your baby has a growth spurt. So cluster feeding, typically when a parent is driving the cluster feeding, is happening in the evening. If your baby's having a growth spurt, then your baby is cluster feeding all day long. You also can notice your baby cluster feeding intentionally when your milk supply is low. So if it's not a growth spurt and you're breastfeeding, then check and see if you have a milk supply issue. So you're probably wondering, if you're cluster feeding intentionally, what does the schedule look like for this? So during the day, you'll be on a 2.5 to 3 hour schedule with your baby. And then in the evening, you're feeding every 2 hours. So you might feed your baby at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., and 10 p.m. Or you could feed your baby at 5 p.m., 7 p.m., and then again around 10:30 p.m. Cluster feeding is a great tool, but it isn't a tool for all ages. It really is best for 0 to 2 month olds. You may find that maybe into a 3-month-old it works for your baby. But if you're beyond that, you're probably not going to find a lot of success with cluster feeding. So what are the benefits of cluster feeding? Let's talk about them. One, as I've said, it helps your baby sleep longer stretches through the night. Another is that it can help keep your milk supply up if you're breastfeeding. And if your milk supply is low, then it can help boost that milk supply. It's also a great way to make sure that you're getting enough feedings in the day. So if your baby needs 8 feedings in a 24-hour period, but you're finding that hard to accomplish, it helps you get all those feedings in the day, and so you don't need as many feedings during night sleep. It can also be a great option for soothing a fussy baby who's really fussy in the evenings, especially if your baby has a witching hour. If you are using cluster feeding to help get your baby to sleep through the night, it's a great tool to use in conjunction with the dream feed. If you have to choose between the dream feed and cluster feeding, I recommend dream feed before cluster feeding. Hopefully this helps you get your baby sleeping through the night, help you to get more sleep, baby to get more sleep. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.